Hello and welcome to the Lynn Classical Theater Company's 2021 all-Zoom performance of William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. So this has been a very unusual year for the Drama Club this year. For one thing, we've never been able to meet in person, only over Zoom this entire year. For another thing, we've never been able to see our audience, which is always a big, important part of being an actor in theater. So it's been a very unusual year. And in light of that, I am very, very proud of these actors for performing a piece of Shakespeare during a pandemic in the middle of these hard times. I'm very, very proud of them. I was particularly excited to work with several students that were graduates in 2020, students that former Lynn Classical Rams who were not able to do their spring play last year, and so we were able to bring them in to play some parts in this one. So I'm very proud and happy to be able to be working with Mackenzie Burnett and Diego Rodriguez, who are from the class of 2020. And also all of the other students I was able to work with this year. I'm very, very proud of them, and I'm very happy with what they were able to do. So if you would like to donate to the Drama Club, we encourage you to be able to donate to Chelsea Carey at Venmo, and make sure you have the heading Drama Club in that. Other than that, please sit back and enjoy William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour is drawing in on apace. 4 happy days brings a new moon. But oh, methinks, how slow this old moon! She lingers in on my desires like a stepdame or dowager, long withering a young man's revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night, and 4 nights will quickly dream away the time. Then, like the new moon, like a silver bow, new bent in heaven, shall behold the light of our solemnities.
Go Philostrate, stir up the Athenian youth in merriment, awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth, turn melancholy forth to funerals. This pale companion is not for our pomp. Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword, and I won thy love doing thee injury, but I will wed thee in a different key, with pomp, triumph, and reverence.
Be Theseus, our renowned Duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee?
Of vexation come I with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius, my noble lord. This man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander, and my gracious Duke. This man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung with feigning voice verses of feigning love, and stolen the impressions of her fantasy with bracelets of thy hair, rings, gauds, conceits, knacks, trifles, nosegays, sweetmeats, messengers of strong prevailment in unhardened youth. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And my gracious Duke, be it so, she will not hear before your grace. Consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient privilege of Athens, as she is mine. I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law, immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid. To you your mother should be as a goddess, one that composed of your beauties, in one that you are in form of wax. By her imprinted and within her power, to leave the figure or disfigure it, Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your mother voice, the other must be held the worthier.
How would my mother look but with my eyes?
Rather your eyes must within her judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I do not know by what power I made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty, and such a presence here to plead my thoughts. But I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case, if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death or abjure, forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, you question your desires. Know your youth, examine well your blood. Whether you yield not to your mother's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. Grow, live, and die in a single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord. Or I will my virgin patent up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt me and my love, for everlasting bond of fellowship, upon that day either prepare to die, or for disobedience to your mother's will, or to wed Demetrius, as he would, or on Diana's altar to protest for austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy crazed title to my certain right.
You have her mother's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Go on and marry her.
Scornful Lysander, true, he hath my love. And what is mine, my love shall render him. And she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived at sea, as well possessed. My love is more than his. My fortune to every way is fairly ranked, if not with vantage, as Demetrius. And which is more than all of these boats can be? I am beloved by beauty's Hermia. Why not then I should prosecute my right? Demetrius, I vouch to his head, made love with Neithar's daughter Helena, and bow her soul. And she, sweet lady, dotes, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon the spotted and inconsistent man.
I must confess that I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof, but being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But, Demetrius, come, and come, Egeus, you shall go with me. I have some private schooling for the both of you. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself, to fit your fancies to your mother's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means may we accentuate, to death or to vow a single life. Come, my Hippolyta, what cheer, my love? Demetrius and Egeus, go along. I must employ you of some business against our nuptial and confer with you something nearly that concerns ourselves.
With duty and desire we follow you.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chanced the rose there do fade so fast?
Like for want of rain, which I could well beteen them from the tempest of my eyes.
Ay me, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear for tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth, but either it was different in blood.
O cross, too high to be enthralled to low.
Or else misgraft and respect of years.
O spite, too old to be engaged to young.
Or else it stood upon the choice of friends.
O hell, to choose love by another's eyes.
Or if they were as sympathy and choice, war, death, or sickness, they lay cease to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as the light in the cold night, that in a spleen unfold both heaven and earth. And ere a man hath power to say, behold, the jaw of darkness do devour it up, so quick bright things come to confusion.
If then true lovers have ever been crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Let us teach our trial patience, because it is a customary cross, as due to love as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears for fancied followers.
A good persuasion, therefore hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dogger of great revenue, and she hauls no child, from Athens in her house, remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia. May I marry thee? And to the place the sharp Athens law cannot pursue us, if thou lovest me then, steal forth by thy father's house the tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, there will I stay for thee.
By good Lysander, I swear to thee, by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus's doves, by that which knitteth souls and prospers loves, and by that fire which burned the Carthage queen, with the false Troyan under sail was seen, by all the vows that ever men have broke, and a number more than ever woman spoke, in that same place thou hast appointed me, tomorrow truly I will meet with thee.
Keep promise, my love. Look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena. Whither away?
Fair? Thou fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair. O happy fair! Your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue's sweet air, more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear. When wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear, sickness is catching, oh, were favour so! Yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye your eye, my tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Where the world is mine, Demetrius is being baited. The rest I'd give to you, to be you translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius's heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns would teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that prayers could such affectionate move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty would that fault were mine.
Take comfort. He no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself will fly this place. Before the time I did Lysander's seat, seemed Athens as a paradise to me. Though then with graces in my love do dwell, that he hath turned to heaven into hell.
Helen, to you our minds we will unfold, tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver vistage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearls the bladed grass, a time that lovers' fights doth still conceal, through Athens' gates have we devised to steal.
And in the wood, where often you and I upon faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms in the council suite, there my Lysander myself shall reign, and then from Athens turn away our eyes, to seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow, pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander. We must starve our sight from lovers' food to tomorrow deep midnight.
I will, my Hermia. Helena, adieu. As you on him, Demetrius dotes on you.
How happy some are, others some can be. Though Athens I am thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so, and as he errs, doting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring his qualities, things base and vile, folding no quantity love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Nor hath love's mind had of any judgment taste, wings and no eyes, figure unheedy haste. And therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled, and waggish boys in games themselves forbear. So the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down on the oaths that he was only mine. And when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him the fair of Hermia's fight, then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her, and for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense, but herein mean I too thither in my back again.
Is all our company here?
You are best to call them generally, man by man, according to the script.
Well, here's the scroll of every man's name, which is thought fit through all Athens to play in our interlude before the Duke and the Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First good, Peter Quince. Say what the play treats on, then read the names of the actors and go to a point.
Mary. Our play is The Most Lamentable Comedy and Most Cruel Death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you. And Mary, now good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you, Nick Bottom the Weaver.
Ready. Name what part I am for and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself most gallant for love.
That will act some tears in the performing of it.
Mm-hmm.
If I do, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measures to the rest. Yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Hercules, rarely, or a part to tear a cat in to make all split. The raging rocks and shiver shocks shall break the logs of prison's gates. And Philebus's car shall shine from far and make mar the foolish fate.
Amazing.
This was lofty. Now name the rest of the players. This is Hercules' vein, a tyrant's vein. A lover is more condoling.
Francis Flute, the bellows maker. Francis Flute.
Here, Peter Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, let not me play a woman. I have a beard coming.
That's all one. You can play it in a mask. And you may speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisbe, Pyramus, my lover dear, thy Thisbe, dear and lady dear.
No, you must play Pyramus, and Flute, you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling the tailor. Robin Starveling? Robin Starveling the tailor?
Here, Peter Quince.
Robin Starveling, you must play Thisbe's mother. Tom Snout the tinker.
Yeah, Peter Quince.
You, Pyramus's father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug the joiner, are you the lion's part? And I hope here is a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it to me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play line two. I will roar that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again. Let him roar again.
And you should do it too terribly. And they would fright the Duchess and the ladies, that they would shriek, and that were enough to hang us all.
That would hang us. Every mother's son.
Every mother and son.
I grant you, friend, if you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they'll have nothing but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice, so that I will roar you as gently as any suckling dove.
Yeah.
I will roar any twain nightingale.
You can play no part but Pyramus, for Pyramus is a sweet-faced man. He's a sweet-faced man, as proper man as one shall see in a summer's day, a most lovely, gentlemanlike man. Therefore, you, must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beard will I best play in?
Why, what you will.
I would just try to either in an orange beard, a straw yellow beard, a French beard.
Some of your French crowns have no hair at all, and then you will play barefaced. But, masters, here are your parts. And I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night. And we will meet in the palace wood 1 mile without the town by moonlight. For if we meet in the city, we'll be dogged with company, and our devices will be known. In the meantime, I will draw us up a bill of properties, such as our play wants. I pray you fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse. Most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect, adieu.
At the Duke's Oak we meet?
Enough. Hold or cut bowstrings.
How now, spirit? Wherefore wander you?
Over hill, over dale, through bush, through beer, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire, I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's spear. And I serve the fairy queen.
The king does keep his rebels here tonight. Take heed, the queen come not within a sight. For Oberon, passing falling wrath, because that she's in her intent and half, a lovely boy stolen from an Indian king, she never had so sweet a changeling. And jealous Oberon would have the child, knight of his train, to trace the furs wild. But she prefers withholding the love boy, crowns him with flowers, and make him all her joy. And now they never meet, in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen. But they do square that all the elves for fear creep into acorn cups, and hide them there.
Either I'm mistaking your shape and making quiet, or else you are the shrewd and knavish sprite called Robin Goodfellow. Are you not he that frightened the maiden and the villagery? Those that hobgoblin call you and sweet Puck. You do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are you not he?
Thou speaks alright. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest do over and make him smile, and when I am fat and bean-fed horse beguile. Nay, in likeness of a fairy foal, and sometimes look, I am in a gossip bowl, and fairy likeness of a roasted crab. And when she drinks against her lips, I bob, and on her whiffer do laugh per the ale. The vices are telling the saddest tale. Sometimes for 3-foot stew mistakes me. Then slip I from her bum, down tumbles she. Then and Taylor cries and falls into a cough, and then the whole choir and the hips and laugh, and waxen in the mirth, and knees and swear. A merrier hour was never wasted there, but room fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here my mistress, would that he were gone.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What, jealous Oberon? Fairies, skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and company.
Harry, rash, wanton, am I not thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. But I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shapes of corn sat all day, and playing on the pipes of corn and versing love to amorous Phillida. Why art thou here, come from the farthest steep of India, but that forsooth, and bouncing Amazon, your buskined mistress, and your warrior love, to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity?
How canst thou thus for shame, Titania? Glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love for Theseus?
These are the forgeries of jealousy, and since we're fighting, nature is fighting. We are their parents and their original.
Do you amend it then? It lies on you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night, full often hath she gossiped by my side and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, marking the embarked traders on the flood. When we have laughed to see the sails conceive and grow big bellied with the wanton wind, which she, with pretty and with swimming gait, following her womb then rich with my young squire, would imitate and sail upon the land to fetch me trifles and return again, as from a voyage rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal, of that boy did die, and for her sake do I rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long within this wood you intend to stay?
Perchance till after Theseus's wedding day. If you will patiently dance in our round and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me that boy and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies, away! We shall chide downright if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for thy injury. Puck, come hither. Thou rememberest since once I sat upon a promontory and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back, uttering such delicate and harmonious breath that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres to hear the sea maid's music?
I remember.
That very time I saw, but thou could not, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid all armed, a certain aim he took at a fair vestal throned by the west, and loosened his love shaft smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. But I might see young Cupid's fiery shaft quenched between the chaste beams of the watery moon. And the imperial votress passed on, in maiden meditation, fancy free, yet I marked where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's wound, and the maidens called it love and idleness. Fetch me that flower. That herb I showed thee once. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid will make a man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again, ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a girl on all over Earth in 30 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep, and drop the liquor of it into her eyes. The next thing she waking looks upon, be it a lion, bear, or wolf, or bull, a meddling monkey, or on a busy ape, she shall pursue it with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm from her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me. But who comes here? I'm invisible, and I will overhear their conference.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll stay, the other stayeth me. Thou toldest me they were stolen unto this wood, and here I am, and wood within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence, get thee gone, and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant, but yet you draw not iron, for my heart is true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or rather, do I not in plainest truth tell you I do not, nor I cannot, love you?
And even for that do I love you the more. I am your spaniel, and Demetrius, the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me but as your spaniel, spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me, only give me a leave, unworthy as I am, to follow you. What worser place can I beg for in your love, and yet a place of high respect with me, than to be used as your dog?
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
You do impeach your modesty too much, to leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one that loves you not, to trust the opportunity of night and the ill conceal of a desert place with the rich worth of your virginity.
Your virtue is my privilege, for that it is not night when I do see your face. Therefore I think I am not in the night, nor doth this wood lack worlds of company. For you in my respect are all the world. Then how can it be said I am alone, when all the world is here to look on me?
I'll run from thee and hide me in the brakes, and leave thee to the mercy of wild beasts.
The wildest hath not such a heart as you. Run when you will, the story shall be changed. Apollo flies, and Daphne holds the chase. The dove pursues the griffin, and the mild hind makes speed to catch the tiger. Bootless speed when cowardice pursues and valor flies.
I will not stay thy questions. Let me go, or if thou follow me, do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood.
Ay, in the temple, in the town, the field, you do me mischief. Fie, Demetrius, your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed, and were not made to woo. I'll follow thee, and make a heaven of hell to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thy well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him and shalt seek thy love. Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Ay, there it is.
I pray thee, give it to me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where ox lips and nodding violet grows, quite over canopied with luscious woodbine, with sweet musket roses and eglantine. There sleeps Titania, sometime of the night, lulled in the flowers with dances and delight. And there the snake throws her an enameled skin, weed wide enough to wrap a fairy in, and with the juice of this I'll streak her eyes, and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it, and seek thou this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. Affect it with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she upon her love. And look thou meet me ere first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord, your servant shall do so.
Come, now roundel in a fairy song. Then for the third part of a minute hence. Some to kill cankers in the muskrow's buds, some war with rear mice for their leathern wings, to make my small elves coats, and some keep back the clamorous owl that nightly hoots and wonders at our quaint spirits. Sing me now asleep, then to your offices, and let me rest.
You spotted snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs be not seen. Newts and blind worms do no wrong, come not near our fairy queen. Philomel with melody, singing our sweet lullaby. La 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 lullaby. La 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 lullaby. Never harm nor spell nor charm, come our lovely lady nigh. So good night with lullaby.
Hence away, now all is well. One aloof stands sentinel.
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love's take. Love and languish for his sake, be it ounce or cat or bear, pard or boar with bristled hair, in the eye of that shall appear. When thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when something vile is near.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the woods, and to speak troth, I have forgotten our way. We'll rest thus, Hermia, if you think it's good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander. Find you out of bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
One turf shall serve as a pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off yet, do not lie so near.
Oh, take the sense, sweet, of my innocent. Love takes the meaning in love's conference. I mean that my heart unto yours is knit, so that by one heart we can make of it two bosoms interchange with an oath. So then two bosoms and a single troth. Then by your side no bedroom me deny. For lying so, Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Now much beshrew my manners and my pride, if Hermia meant to say Lysander lied. But gentle friend, for love and courtesy, lie further off, and human modesty. Such separation as may well be said becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So far be distant, and good night, sweet friend. Thy love never alter till the sweet life end.
Amen, amen. To the fair prayers say I. And then end life when I end loyalty. Here is my bed, sleep gives ye all his rest.
With half that wish the wisher's eyes be pressed.
Through the forest have I gone, but Appian found I none, on whose eyes I might approve. This flower first in stolen love, night and silence, who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. There is he, my master said, the prize the Appian maid. And here the maiden sleeping sound, on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul, she does not lie, ne'er does lack love this courtesy. Chill upon my eyesight throw. All the power this charm doth owe. When through wakest let love forbid, sleep his seat on the eyelid. So awake when I am gone. But I must now to Oberon.
Stay, though thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
I charge thee hence, and do not hunt me thus.
Oh, wilt thou, darkling, leave me? Do not so.
Stay on thy peril. Shall go alone.
Oh, I am out of breath, this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser my grace. Happy is Hermia, wherever so she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How come her eyes so bright, not with salt tears? If so, my eyes are often washed than hers. No, no, I am ugly as a bear, for beasts that meet me run away for fear. Therefore no marvel, though Demetrius do as a monster fly my presence thus. What wicked and dissembling glass of mine made me compare with Hermia's cypher eyne? But who is here, Lysander, on the ground, dead or asleep? I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake.
And run through fire I will for thy sweet sake. Transparent Helena, nature shows art, that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where's Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. What though he love your Hermia? Lord, what though? Yet Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent the tedious minutes I with her have spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love, with whom not change a raven for a dove. The will of a man is by his reason swayed, and reason says you are the worthier maid. Things growing are not ripe until their season, so I, being young, till now ripe not to season. And touching now the point of human skill, reason becoming the marshal to my will, and lead me to your eyes, where I overlook love stories written in love's richest book.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve the scorn? Is not enough, young man, that I did never, no, nor never can, deserve a sweet look from Demetrius's eyes. But you must flout my insufficiency. Good truth, you do me wrong, good sooth, you do, in such disdainful manner me to woo. But fare you well, performance I must confess. I thought you lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man refused, should another therefore be abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia sleeps thou there, and never mayest thou come Lysander near. For as a surfeit of the sweetest thing, the deepest loath into the stomach brings. Whereas thy heresies that men do leave are hated most of those they did deceive. So thou, my surfeit and my heresy, of all be hated, but the most of me. And all my power address your love and might to honor Helen and to be her knight.
Help me, Lysander, help me! Do thy best to put this crawling serpent from my breast. Me, for pity, what a dream was here. Lysander, look how I do quake with fear. Methought a serpent eat my heart away. Are you upset smiling at this cruel prey? Lysander, what removed? Lysander, Lord! What, out of hearing? Gone, no sound, no word? Alag, where you speak, and if you hear, speak of all loves. I swoon almost with fear. No? Then I will perceive you all not nigh. Either death or you I'll find immediately.
Are we all met?
Pat, Pat. And here's a marvelous convenient place for our rehearsal. This green plot shall be our stage. That hawthorn brake shall be our tiring house, and we will do it in action as we will do it before the Duke.
Peter Quince.
What sayest thou, Bully Bottom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword and kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How you answer that?
Bar Lakin, a parlous fear.
I believe we must leave the killing out when all's done.
Oh, wow. It's
not a whit.
Story.
I have a device to make it all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say that we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but am Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we shall have such a prologue, and it will be written in 8 and 6.
No. Make it 2 more.
2 more?
Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Let the ladies be afeard of the lion.
Hear it, I promise you.
Masters, you ought to consider with yourselves to bring in a god shield us, a lion amongst ladies is a most dreadful thing. For there is not a more fearful wildfowl than a lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore, another prologue must tell he's not a lion.
Nay, you must name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck. And he himself must speak through saying thus, or to do the same defect. Ladies or fair ladies?
Fair ladies.
I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you not to fear, not to tremble, my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, it would pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man as other men are, and there indeed, let him name his name. and tell them plainly he is Snug the Joiner.
Snug the Joiner. Well, it shall be so. But there is two hard things. That is, to bring moonlight into a chamber, for you know Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonlight.
Doth the moon shine that night we play our play?
A calendar. A calendar. Look in the almanac. Find out moonshine. Find out moonshine.
Yes, the moon doth shine that night.
Okay. Why then, may you leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and the moon may shine in that casement.
Or else one must come in with a bush of thorns and a lantern and say he comes to disfigure or to present the person of moonshine. And then there is another thing. We must have a wall in the great chamber, for Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, speak through the chink of a wall.
You can never bring a wall. What say you, Botham?
Some man or other must present a wall. And let him have some plaster or some loam or some rough cast about him to signify wall. Or let him hold his fingers thus, and through that crammy shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
If that may be, then all is well. Come, sit down, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. When you've spoken your part, enter into that break, and so everyone according to his cue.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here?
We're going to play the waltz.
So near the cradle of the fairy queen? What, a play turn? I'll be in credit. An act or two, perhaps, if I see cause.
Good. Speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savor sweet.
Odors.
Odors savor sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe, but hark a voice. Stay thou, but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
A stranger, Pyramus, than e'er played here.
Must I speak now?
Aye, Mary, must you, for you must understand, he goes but to hear a noise that he heard and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily white of hue, of colour like the red rose on triumphant briar, most frisky juvenile, and eke most lovely Jew, and as truest horse, and that yet would never tire, I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninus tomb, man. Why, you must not speak that yet. That you answer to Pyramus. You speak your whole part at once, cues and all. Pyramus, enter, your cue is past. It is never tire.
Oh. as truest horse that yet would never tire.
If I were fair, fair Thisbe, I will only trine.
Oh, monstrous! Oh, strange! We are haunted! Pray, masters, fly! Masters, help!
Is this a part of the script?
I'll follow you. I'll lead you about a round, through bark, through bush, through brake, through briar. Sometimes a horse I'll be, sometimes a hound, a hog, a head of spare, sometimes a fire, and neigh and bark, and grunt and whir and burn. Like her sound hard bear fire at every turn. Ha ha.
Why do they run away? This is a knavery of them to make me afeared.
Oh, Bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see an ass head of your own, do you?
Oh, bless thee, Bottom, bless thee, thou art translated! Ah!
I see their knavery. This is to make an ass out of me, to fright me. If they could, but I will not stir from this place. Do what they can. I will walk up and down, and I will sing that I shall hear. I am not afraid. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
The finch, the sparrow and lark, the plain song cuckoo gray, whose note full many a man doth mark, and dares not answer may. For indeed, who would set his wit so foolish? A bird. Who would give a bird the lie, though he cry, cuckoo never so?
Pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is such enamored of thy note, so is mine eye enthralled to thy shape. And thy fair virtues force perforce doth move me, on the first view to say, to swear, I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together. Nowadays, the more the pity that some honest neighbors will not make them friends. Nay, I gleek upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Hmm. Not so, neither. But if I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I have enough to serve mine own truth.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee. Therefore go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while thou on pressed flowers dost sleep. And I will purge thy mortal grossness so that thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Peas blossom, cobweb, mote, and mustard seed.
Ready! I and I.
And I.
Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous, this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gambol in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. The honey bags steal from the humble bees. And for night tapers, crop their waxen thighs, and light them at the fiery glowworm's eyes. To have my love to bed and to arise, and pluck the wings from painted butterflies. Nod to him, elves, and do him courtesies.
Hail, mortal! Hail! Hail!
Hail!
I cry your worship's mercy, heartily. I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb!
I shall desire you of more acquaintance, good Master Cobweb. If I cut my finger, shall I make bold with you your name, honest gentleman?
Peas blossom?
I pray you, command me to Mistress Squash, your mother, and Master Peas Cod, your father, good Master Peas Blossom. I shall desire you of more acquaintance too. Your name, I beseech you, sir?
Mustard seed.
Good Master Mustard Seed. I know your patience well. That same cowardly, giant-like ox beef hath devoured many a gentleman of your house. I promise you, Your kindred had made my eyes water ere now. I desire your more acquaintance, good Master Montserside.
Come, wait upon him. Lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks with a watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my lover's tongue. Bring him silently.
I wonder if Titania be awaked. Then what is it next that came in her eye, which she must dote upon in extremity? How now, mad spirit? What night rule now upon about this haunted grove?
My mistress with a monster is in love. Now, as to a close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches ruled mechanicals. That worked for bread upon Athenian stalls, where we met together to rehearse a play, attending the great Theseus' wedding day. The chivalrous thick skin of that barren soot, while Pyramus, presented in the spot, forsook his scene, and entered in a break, when I did him at disadvantage take an ass, no, I fix on his head. And in his fibsy must be answered. And forth my mimic comes when they will him spy. As wild geese that do creeping for your eye, or worsted pated cough, many insert, serve of themselves, and wisen and cawing at the guns we put, serve of themselves and mainly sweep in the sky. And so at his sight there will his fellows fly. And of our stamp hair and hair over one falls. He murder cries and help for Athenian call. Their sense doth weak, lost with the fear, thus strong, made some senseless things begin to do them wrong. For briars and thorns at their perils snatch, some sleeve, some hacks, from needles all things catch. I led them on the distracted fair, and left sweet pyramids translated there. When in that moment, so it came to pass, Tatiana waked and surprisingly loved an ass. Ha ha ha.
You called out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenian's eyes with the love juice, as I bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too, and the Athenian woman by his side, that, when he waked, first she must be eyed.
Stand close. This is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but not this by men.
Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I but tried, but I should use thee worse. For thou I fear hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain thy standard to sleep, being o'er shows in blood, plunge in the deep, and kill me too. The sun was not so true unto the day as he to me, would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia. I believe as soon as this whole earth may be bored, and that the moon may through the center creep, and so displease her brother's noontide with antipodes. It could not be but thou hast murdered him, so should a murder look so dead, so grim?
So should the murder look, and so should I, pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look as bright, as clear as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? The good Demetrius, wilt thou give him to me?
I had rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog, out! Cur, thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth be never numbered among men. Once tell true, even for my sake. Durst thou have looked upon him being awake, and hast thou killed him in his sleep? Oh, brave touch! Could not a worm and adder do so much? An adder did it.
You spend your passion on a mispressed mood. I'm not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead for aught that I can tell.
I pray thee, tell me that he is well.
And if I could, what should I get there for?
A privilege never to see me more, and from thy hated presence part I so. See me no more, whether be dead or no.
There is no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while I will remain. Still sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, for debt that I bankrupt sleep doth sorrow owe, which now in some slight measure it will pay. If for his tender here I make some stir.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love's sight. Of thy misprison must perforce ensue some true love turned, and not false turned true.
Then fate or rules that one man hold in troth, and millions fall, confounding earth and oath.
About the wood go swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens look thou find. All fancy sick she is in pale of cheer, with sights of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion see thou bring her here, I'll charm his eyes against she do appear.
I go, look how I go, swifter than arrow from the Tartar's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink into the apple of his eye. When his love he doth espy, let her shine as glorious as the Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what food these mortals be?
Stand aside. The noise we make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Then we'll two at once, we'll one, that must needs to be spread alone. And those things do best please me, that befall ridiculously.
Why should you think that I should wound scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow I weep, and vows so born, in their naivety all truth appears. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more, when truth kills truth. O devilish holy fray, these vows are Hermia's. Will you give her over? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me put into scales will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind, now you give.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
O Helena, goddess, nymph, perfect divine, no what, my love, shall I compare thine eyne? Crystal is muddy, oh, how ripened show thy lips, those kissing cherries tempting grow, that pure congeal white, high Taurus snow. That pure congeal white, high Taurus snow. Whew. Then with the eastern winds turns to a crow, when thou holdest up thy hand, oh, let me kiss this princess of pure white, this seal of bliss.
O spite, O hell, I see you all, then, to set against me for your merriment. If you were recivil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me as I know you do? But you must join in souls to mock me too? If you were men as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so to vow and swear and superpraise my parts, when I am sure you hate me with all your hearts. You both are rivals and love Hermia, a trim manly enterprise, to conjure tears up in a poor maid's eyes. With your derision none of noble sort would you so offend a virgin, and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport.
You were unkind, Demetrius, be not so, for you love Hermia. Think you know I know? And here with all good will, with all my heart, in Hermia's love I yield you up my part, and you're of Helena to me bequeath, whom I do love and will do till my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia. I will none. If ever I loved her, all thy love is gone. My heart to her but as a guest wise sojourn, and now to Helena is at home return, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the fate thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou abide a dear. Look where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Dark night, from the eye his function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes. Wherein it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays here in double recompense. Thou art not by mine eyes, Lysander, found. Mine ear, I thank it, brought me to thy sound, but why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay? Whom lovest thou press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love, thou wilt not let him bide. Fair Helena, who more in gilds than night, than all you Furios and eyes of light. Why seek'st thou me? How could not this make thee know? The hate I bear thee makes me leave thee so?
Ye speak not as you think, it cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired, have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel that we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours that we have spent when we have chid the hasty-footed time for parting us, oh, is all forgot? All school days, friendships, childhood innocence, we, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles created both one flower, both on one sampler, sitting on one cushion, both warbling of one song, both in one key, as if our hands, our sides, voices, and minds had been incorporate. So we grow together like to a double cherry, seeming parted, but yet in union in partition. Two lovely berries molded on one stem, so with two seeming bodies, but one heart. Two of the first, like coats and heraldry, due but to one and crowned with the crest. And will you rent our ancient love asunder, to join with men in scorning your poor friend? Is it not friendly? 'Tis not maidenly. Our sex, as well as I, may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not, it seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander, as in scorn, to follow me and praise me, my eyes and face, and made your other love, Demetrius, who ever but did spurn me with his foot, to call me goddess, nymph, divine, and rare, precious, celestial? Wherefore he speaks this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love, so rich within his soul, and tender me, forsooth affection? But by your setting on, by your consent? What thought I not so in grace as you, so hung upon with love, so fortunate, but miserable most, to love unloved? This you should pity rather than despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do persevere counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon me when I turn my back, wink at each other, hold sweet jest up. This sport we carried shall be chronicled. If you have any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. But fare ye well. 'Tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena. Hear my excuse, my love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee. By my life I do. I swear by that which I will lose for thee, to prove him false that say I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
Quick, come!
Lysander, whereto tends all this?
Away, you Ethiop.
No, he'll seem to break loose. Take on as you would follow, but yet come not. You're a tame man. Go!
Hang off, thou cat, thou burr. Vile thing, let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a serpent.
Why are you grown so rude? What changes this sweet love?
Thy love. Out, taunty tartar, out. Out, soldered medicine. I hate poison, hence.
Do you not jest?
Yes, sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I would I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What, should I hurt her, strike her, kill her dead? Although I hate her, I do not harm her so.
What can you do me no greater harm than hate? Hate me, wherefore me? What news, my love? Am I not Hermia? Are you not Lysander? I'm as fair now as I was erewhile. Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. Why then you left me? Oh, the gods forbid! In order shall I stay? Shall I stay?
I, by my life, and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Be certain, nothing truer. 'Tis not jest that I do hate thee and love Helena.
Me, you juggler! You canker blossom, you thief of love! What have you come by night and stolen from me my love's heart from him?
Fine, I faith. Have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? What, will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you.
Puppet, why so? That way goes the game. How I perceive that she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage. Her height, forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. Are you grown so high in his esteem because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I? Thou painted maypole speak! How low am I? I am not yet so low that my nails can reach into thine eyes.
I pray you, though you mock me, gentlemen, let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no gift at all in shrewdness. I am a right maid for my cowardice. Let her not strike me. You perhaps may think, because she is something lower than myself, that I can match her.
Lower, hark again!
Good Hermia, do not so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia. Did ever keep your counsels, never wronged you, save that, in love unto Demetrius, I told him of your stealth unto this wood. He followed you, for love I followed him. But he hath chid me hence and threatened me, to strike me, spurn me, nay, to kill me too. And now, so you will let me quite go, to Athens I will bear my folly back, and follow you no further. Let me go. You see how simple and how fond I am?
Why, get you gone. Who is it that hinders you?
A foolish heart that I leave here behind.
With what? Lysander?
With Demetrius.
Be not afraid. She shall not harm thee, Helena.
No, sir, she shall not, though you take her part.
Oh, when she's angry, she's a keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when she went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little again. Nothing but low and little. Why will you suffer her to flout me like this? Let me come to her.
Get you gone, you dwarf, you minimus, of hindering not grass made, you bee, you acorn.
You are too officious in her behalf, that scorns your services. Let her alone. Speak not of Helena. Take not her part, for if thou dost intend never so little show of love to her, thou shalt buy it.
Now she holds me not. Now follow, if thou darest, to try whose right, of thine or mine, is most in Helena.
Follow? Nay, I'll go with thee, cheek by jowl.
You mistress. All this coil is long of you. Nay, go not back.
I will not trust you. I nor longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands than mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away.
I'm amazed and don't know what to say.
This is thy negligence. Still thou mistakest, or else committest thy knaveries wilfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did not you tell me I should know the man? By the Appian garment be had on. Insofar blameless proves my enterprise, that I have noted in Appian's eyes. And so far am I glad it did so, sir. At this jangling, I esteem a sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. Hie, therefore, Robin, overcast the night. The starry welkin cover thou anon with drooping fog as black as Acheron, and lead these testy rivals so astray as one come within another's way. Like to Lysander, sometimes frame thy tongue, then stir up Demetrius with bitter wrong, and sometimes rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other look thou lead them thus, till o'er their bows death counterfeiting sleep, with leaden legs and batty wings doth creep. Then crush this herb into Lysander's eye, whose liquor hath this virtuous property, to take from thence all error with his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wonted sight. When next awake, all this diversion shall seem as a dream and fruitless vision. And back to Athens shall the lovers wend, with league whose date till death shall never end. Whiles I in this affair do thee employ, I'll to my queen beg her Indian boy. And then I'll will her charmed eye release from monsters' view, and all things shall be peace. But notwithstanding haste, make no delay. We may effect this business yet ere and day.
Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am failed in town. Goblin, let them up and down. Here comes one.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now.
Here, villain, drawn and ready, where art thou?
I will be with thee straight.
Follow me, then to plunder ground.
Lysander, speak again. Thou runaway, thou coward, art thou fled? Speak! In some bush, where dost thou hide thy head?
So, coward, art thou? Brag into the stars, telling the bushes that thou lookest for words, and wilt not come? Come, we quint, came through child. I'll whip thee with a wand. He is the field that draws a sword on thee.
Ye, art thou there?
Follow my voice. We'll try no method here.
He goes before me and still dares me on. When I come where he calls, then he is gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I. I followed fast, but faster he did fly. Then fallen I in dark, uneven way, and here will rest me. Comes thou, gentle day, for it but once thou shalt meet grey light. I'll find Demetrius and revenge his spite.
Ho, 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 coward, why comest thou not?
Abide me, if thou darest, for well I wot, thou runnest before me, shifting every place, and darest not stand, nor look me in the face. Where art thou now?
Come hither, I am here.
Nay, then thou mockest me. Thou shalt buy this deer, if ever I thy face by daylight see. Now go thy way. Faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed. By day's approach, look to be visited.
O weary night, O long and tedious night, abate thy hours, shine comforts from the east, that I may back to Athens by daylight. From these that my poor company detest, and sleep that sometimes shut up sorrow's eye, steal me awhile from mine own company.
Yet but three? Come one more. Two of both kinds make a fur. Here she comes, crushed and set. Cupid is a native lad, thus to make a poor female's mad.
Never so weary, never so low. Bedabbled with the dew and torn with briars, I could no further crawl, no further go. My legs could keep no pace with my desires. Here will I rest my head till the break of day. Heaven shield thy sander if they meet a fray.
On the ground, sleep sound, I'll apply to your eye, gentle lover, remedy. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of the day from a lady's eyes, and the country proverb known, that every man should take his own, and your waking shall be shown. Jack shall have Jill, Knock shall go ill. The man shall have his mare again, and shall be well.
Come, sit thee down upon this flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek smooth head, and kiss thy fair large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Peas Blossom?
Ready?
Scratch my head, Peas Blossom. Where's Monsieur Cobweb?
Ready.
Monsieur Cobweb, good Monsieur, get your weapons in your hand and kill me a red-hipped humblebee on top of a thistle. Oh, and good Monsieur, bring me the honey bag. Do not fret yourself too much in the action. Oh, Monsieur, and my good Monsieur, have a care the honey bag break not. I would be loath to have you overflown with a honey bag. Signor, where's Monsieur Mustard Seed?
Ready.
Give me your niece, Monsieur Mustard Seed. Pray you leave your courtesy, good Monsieur.
What's your will?
Nothing, good Monsieur, but to help Calvary Cobweb to scratch. I must to the barber's, Monsieur, for methinks I am marvelous hairy about the face, and I am such a tender ass. If my hair do but tickle me, I must scratch.
What, wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonably good ear in music. Let's have the tongs and bones.
Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat.
Surely a peck of provender. I could munch your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay, hath no fellow.
I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I had rather have a handful or two of dried peas. But I pray you, let none of your people stir me. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep, thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Fairies, be gone, and be always away. So doth the wind bind the sweet honeysuckle, gently entwist the female ivy so. In rings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee! How I dote on thee! Wee.
Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou the sweet sight? Her dotage now I do begin to pity, for meeting her of late behind the wood. Seeking sweet favors from this hateful fool, I did upbraid her and fall out with her, for she his hairy temples then had rounded, with cornet of fresh and fragrant flowers, and that same dew which sometimes on the buds was wont sweet like round and orient pearls, stood now with the pretty flowers' eyes, like tears did they own disgrace bewail. When I had my pleasure, taunted her, and she did in mild terms begged my patience. I then did ask her changeling child, which straight she gave me in her fairy scent. I bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now I have the boy. I will undo this hateful imperfection in her eyes. And gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp from the head of this Athenian swain, that he waking when they do, may all Athens be back again repaired, and think no more of this night's accidents, but as the fierce vexation of this dream. But first I will release the fairy queen. Be the way you used to be, see as you used to see, Dian's bud or Cupid's flower, hast thou such force and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
My Oberon, what visions have I seen? Me thought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
How came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes do loathe his visage now.
Silence a well. Robin, take off this head. Titania, music call and strike more dead than common sleep of all these five in the sense.
Music, oh, music such as charmeth sleep.
Now, when you wakest with thine own truth, I peep.
Sound, music, come, my queen, take my hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be. Now thou and I are new in amity, and will tomorrow midnight solemnly dance in the Duke's Theseus' house, triumphantly, and bless to it all fair prosperity. There shall the pairs of faithful lovers be wedded, with Theseus all in jollity.
Fairy king and tan and mock, I do hear the morning lark.
Then, my queen, in silence died, trip we after the night's shade. We the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight tell me how it came this night that I sleeping here was found with these mortals on the ground.
Go, one of you, find out the forester, for now our observation is performed. And since we have the hour of the day, my love shall hear the music of my hounds. What nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep, and this Lysander, this Demetrius is, this Helena, old Nadar's Helena. I wonder of their being here together.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May. Hearing out our intent, came here and grace our solemnity. But speak, Aegeus, is not this day that Hermia should give her answer of choice?
It is, my lord.
Go bid the huntsmen wake them with their horns. Good morrow, friends. St. Valentine's is past. Begin these woodbirds but to couple down.
Pardon, my lord.
I pray you all, stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle concord in the world? That hatred is so far from jealousy. To sleep I hate, and fear no enmity.
My lord, I shall reply amazedly, half sleeping, half waking, but as yet I swear I cannot truly say how I came here. But as I think for truly what I speak, and now do I bethink me, so it is. I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might, without the peril of the Athenian law.
Enough, enough, my lord, you have enough. I beg the law upon his head. They would have stolen away, they would, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me. You of your wife, and me of my consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helena told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither to this wood, and I in fury hither followed them. Fair Helena in fancy followed me. But, my good lord, I wot not by what power, but by some power it is, my love to Hermia, melted as the snow seems to me now, as the remembrance of an idol god, which in my childhood I did dote upon, and all the faith, the virtue of my heart, the object and the pleasure of mine eye, is only Helena to her, my lord. Was I betrothed here, I saw Hermia, But like in sickness did I loathe this food, but as in health come to my natural taste. Now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and will forever evermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we will hear anon. I guess I will overbear your will. For in the temple and by with us, these couples shall be eternally knit, and for the morning now is something worn. Our purpose hunting shall be set aside, away with us to Athens. 3 and 3 will hold a feast in the great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta.
These things seem small and undistinguishable, like far off mountains turned into clouds.
Methinks I see things with parted eye, when everything seems double.
So methinks, and I have found Demetrius like a jewel, my own and not my own.
Are you sure that we are awake? Seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Do not you think the Duke was here and bid us follow him?
Yes, and my mother.
And Hippolyta.
And he did bid us follow the temple.
Why then, we are awake. Let's follow him. And by the way, let us recount our dreams.
When my cue comes, call me, and I will answer. My next is most fair Thisbe. Hee ho! Peter Quince, flute, the bellows mander, snout, the thinker, starveling. God's my life, stolen hence, and left me asleep. How about a most rare vision? I had a dream, past the wit of man, say what dream it was. Man is but an ass. If you go about to expound this dream, me thought I was, there's no man can tell what. Me thought I was, me thought I had a, but man is but a patched fool. If he will offer to say what me thought I had, the eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen, man's hands is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report. What my dream was, I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream, because it hath no bottom. I will sing it in the latter end of the play, before the Duke, peradventure, to make it more gracious. I shall sing it at her death.
Have you sent to Bottom's house? Is he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of. Out of doubt, he is transported.
If he come not, then the play is marred. It goes not forward, doth it?
It is not possible. There is not a man in Athens able to perform Pyramus but he.
No, he hath simply the best wit of any handicraftsman in Athens.
Yea, and the best person too. He is a very paramour for a sweet voice.
You must say paragon. A paramour is, God bless, a thing of naught.
I said paramour.
You said paramour.
Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple, and there is 2 or 3 lords and ladies more married. If our sport has gone forward, we had all been made men.
Sweet bully Bottom. Thus hath he lost 6 pence a day during his life. He could not have escaped 6 pence a day. And the Duke had not given him 6 pence a day for playing Pyramus. I'll be hanged. He would have deserved it. 6 pence a day in Pyramus or nothing.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Oh, most courageous day! Oh, most happy hour!
Masters, I am to discourse wonders, but ask me not what for. I tell you, I am not true Athenian. I will tell you everything right as it fell out.
Let us hear, sweet Bully Bottom.
Not a word of me. All that I will tell you is that the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together, good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps. Me presentedly at the palace. Every man ought to look his part.
You mean
For the short and long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let Thisbe have 20 men, and let him that plays the lion pare his nails, for they shall hang out for the lion's claws. And most dear actors, eat no onion, no garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath. And I do not doubt to hear them say it is a sweet comedy. No more words. Go away.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Break a leg.
'Tis strange, my Theseus, that these lovers speak of.
More strange than true. I never may believe those antique fables nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. One seems more devils than vast hell can hold. That's the madman. The lover is all frantic, sees Helen's beauty in brow of Egypt. The poet's eye in fine frenzy rolling, doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven, as imagination bodies forth from the forms of things unknown. The poet's pen turns them into shapes and gives the airy nothing a local habitation and a name. Such tricks have strong imagination, that if it would but apprehend some joy, it comprehends something bringer of that joy. Or in the night, imagining some fear, how easy is a brush supposed to bear?
But all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, more witnesseth than fancies images and grows to something of great constancy. But, howsoever, strange and admirable.
Here comes the lovers, full of joy and mirth. Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days of accompany your hearts.
More than to us, wait in your royal walks, your boards, your bed.
And now, what masks and dances shall we have, to wear away this long age of 3 hours between our after supper and bedtime? Where's our usual manager of mirth? What reveals are in hand? There is no play to ease the anguish of a torturing hour. Call Philostrate.
Here, mighty Theseus.
Say what abridgment have you for this evening? What mask, what music, how shall we beguile the lazy time if not with some delight?
Here is a brief. How many sports are right? Make choice of which your highness will see first.
The battle with the centaurs, to be sung by the Athenian eunuch to the harp? Well, none of that. I have told my love, in glory of my kinsman Hercules. The riot of the tipsy bacchanals, tearing through the Thracian singers in their rage?
Yes, yes, yes.
That is an old device. It was played when I from Phoebus came last a conqueror.
All right. Check out the next one.
The thrice free muses mourning for the death of learning late deceased in beggary.
Ooh, so good, so good.
That is some satire keen and critical,
Yes.
not sorting with nuptial ceremony. A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe. Very tragical mirth. Merry and tragical? Tedious and brief? That is hot ice and wondrous strange snow. How shall we find the concord of this discord?
A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play, but by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For in all the play, there is not one word apt, one player fitted, and tragical, my noble lord, it is, for Pyramus therein doth kill himself, which when I saw rehearsed, I must confess, made mine eyes water, but more merry tears. The passion of loud laughter never shed.
What are they that do play it?
Hard-handed men that work in Athens here, which never labored in their minds till now, and now have toiled their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial.
And we will hear it.
No, no, my noble lord, it is not for you. I have heard it over. It is nothing, nothing in the world, unless you find sport in their intents, extremely stretched and conned with cruel pain to do you service.
I will hear that play, for never anything can be amiss. When simpleness and duty tender it, go bring them in, and take your places, ladies.
So please your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let him approach.
If we offend, it is with our good will. That you should think that we come not to offend, but with good will, to show our simple skill. That is the true beginning of our end. Consider then we come but in despite. We do not come as minding to content you. Our true intent is all for your delight. We are not here that you should here repent you. The actors are at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are like to know.
This fellow doth not stand upon points.
He hath rid his prologue like a rough colt. He knoweth not the stop, a good moral, my lord. It is not enough to speak, but to speak true.
Indeed, he hath played on this prologue like a child on a recorder. A sound, but not in government.
His speech was like a tangled chain, nothing impaired, but all disordered. Who's next?
Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on till truth make all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous lady, Thisbe, is certain. This man with lime and rough cast doth present Wall, that vile wall which did these lovers sunder. And through Wall's chink, poor souls, they are content to whisper, at which let no man wonder. This man with lantern, dog, and bush of thorn presenteth moonshine. For if you will know by moonshine, did these lovers think no scorn to meet at Ninus' tomb, there to woo. This grisly beast, which Lion hight by name, the trustby Thisbe, coming first by night, did scare away, or rather did affright. And as she fled, her mantle she did fall, which Lion vile with bloody mouth did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, and finds his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain. Whereat with bloody blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling bloody breast. And Thisbe, tarrying in mulberry shade, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, let Lion, moonshine, Wall, and lovers twain at large discourse, while here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion be to speak.
No wonder, my lord. One lion may when many asses do.
In this same interlude, it doth befall that I, once now by name, present a wall, and such a wall as I would have you think had in it a crannied hole or chink, through which the lovers,
Pyramus and Thisbe do whisper often very secretly. This loam, this rough cast, and this stone doth show that I am the same wall. The truth is so. And this, the cranny is right and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are to whisper.
Would you desire lime and hair to speak better?
It is the wittiest partition that ever I heard discourse, my lord.
Pyramus draws near the wall. Silence.
O grim looked night, O night with hues so black, O night which ever art when day is not. O night, alack, alack, I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgot. O thou, O wall, O sweet wall, O lovely wall, that standeth between her father's ground and mine. Thou wall, O sweet and lovely wall, show me thy chink to blink through with mine eye. Thanks, courteous wall, Jove shield thee well for this. But what I see, no Thisbe do I see. O wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss, cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
The wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again.
No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter now, and I am to spy her through the wall. You shall see, it will fall pat as you. Yonder she comes.
O wall, full often hast thou heard my moans. For parting my fair Pyramus and me, my cherry lips ha often kissed thy stones with lime and hair knit up in thee.
I see a voice. Now I will to the chink to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe,
My love, thou art my love, I think.
think what thou wilt. I am thy lover's grace, and like Lymander, am trusty still.
And I, like Helen, till the fates me kill.
Not shaftless, to Procrus was so true.
As shaftless to Procrus, I to you.
Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall.
I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all.
Wilt thou at Ninny's tomb meet me straightway?
Tide life, tide death, I came without delay.
Thus have I, wall, my past part discharged so, and being done, this wall away doth go.
Now, is the wall down between the two neighbors?
No remedy, my lord, when walls are so willful to hear without warning.
This is the silliest stuff that ever I heard.
The best in this kind are but shadows, and the worst are no worse if imagination amend them.
It must be your imagination then, and not theirs.
If we imagine no worse of them than they of themselves, they may pass for excellent men. Here come two noble beasts, a man and a lion.
You ladies, you whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here, when lion rough in wildest rage doth roar. That know that I one snug the joiner am, a lion fell, nor else no lion's dam. For if I should as lion come in strife into this place, 'twere pity on my life.
Very gentle beast of good conscience.
A very best at a beast, my lord, that ever I saw.
This lion is very fox for his valor.
True, and a goose for his discretion.
Not so, my lord, for his valor cannot carry his discretion, and the fox carries the goose.
His discretion, I am sure, cannot carry for his valor, for the goose carries not the fox. It is well. Leave it to his discretion, and let us listen to the moon.
The lantern doth this horn moon.
You should have worn the horns on his head.
He has no crescent, and his horns are invisible within the circumference.
This lantern doth the horn moon's present, myself the man, I the moon, do seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man should be put into the lanthorn. How is it else that the maneth moon?
He dares not come there for the candle, for you see, it is already in snuff.
I'm aweary of this moon. Would he would change?
It appears by his small light of discretion that he is in the wane, but yet in courtesy and all reason we must stay the time.
Proceed, Moon. All that I have to say is to tell you that the lantern is the moon. I, the man in the moon. This thorn bush, my thorn bush, and this dog, my dog.
Why all these should be in the lanthorn? For all these are in the moon. But silence. Here comes Thisbe.
This is old Ninny's tomb. Where is my love? This is old Ninny's tomb. Where is my love?
Oh!
Oh, roar, lion!
Well run, Thisbe.
Well shown, Moon. Truly, the moon shines with a good grace.
Well moused, lion.
And then came Pyramus.
And so the lion vanished.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious golden glittering gleams, I trust to take a truest Thisbe's sight. But stay, O spite. But mark, poor night, what dreadful dole is here? Eyes, do you see? How can it be? O dainty duck, O dear, thy mantle is good. What stained with blood approach ye fairies fell? O fate, come, come, cut thread, thrum, quail, crush, plunder, and quail.
This passion and the death of a dear friend would go near to make a man look sad.
Be true, my heart, but I pity the man.
Wherefore nature didst thou lion's frame, since lion veil hath here deflowered my dear, which is no, which was the fairest dame that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer. Come tears confound, out sword and wound, pap of Pyramus, and left pap with heart doth hop. Thus I died, thus, now I dead. Now I fled, my soul is in the sky, tongue loose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Now die, 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 die.
No die, but an ace for him, for he is but one.
Listen, an ace man, for he is dead, he is nothing.
With the help of a surgeon, he might yet recover and prove an ass.
How chance Moonshine is gone before Thisbe comes back and finds her lover?
She'll find him by starlight. Here she comes, and her passion ends the play.
Methinks she should not use a long one for such a Pyramus. I hope she will be brief.
A multiple turn the balance, which Pyramus, which Thisbe, is the better. He for a man, God warn us. She for a woman, God bless us.
She hath spied his already with those sweet eyes.
And thus she means, videlicent.
Asleep, my love! What, dead, my dove? Oh, Pyramus, arise! Speak, speak! Quite dumb? Dead? Dead? A tomb must cover thy sweet eyes. These lily lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cowslip cheeks are gone, are gone. Lovers make a moan. His eyes were green as leeks. Oh, sisters three, come, come to me. With hands as pale as milk, lay them in gore, since you have shore, which shears his thread of silk. Tongue, not a word. Come, trusty sword. Thank you. Come, blade, my breast imbrue. And farewell, friends. Thus this Thisbe ends. Adieu! Adieu! Adieu!
Moonshine and Lion are left to bury the dead?
Aye, and Wall too.
No, I assure you, the wall is down that part of their fathers. Will it please you to see the epilogue or to hear Burrow Mass dance between two of our companies?
No epilogue, I pray you, for your play needs no excuse. Every excuse for when the players are all dead. There needs none to be blamed. Marry, if he that writ it had played Pyramus and hanged himself in Thisbe's garter, it would so have been a fine tragedy. And so it is, truly, and very notably discharged. But come, your Burgomask, let your epilogue alone. The iron tongue of midnight hath told 12. Lovers to bed, 'tis almost fairy time. I fear we shall outsleep the coming morn. As much as we this night have overwatched, the palpable gross play hath well beguiled the heavy gate of night. Sweet friends, to bed. A fortnight hold we the solemnity, and in nightly revels and new jollity.
Now the hungry lion was, and the wolf behold the moon, whilst the heavy birds, all with weary text for done. Now the wasted brands do glow, whilst the screech owl, screeching loud, puts the wretch that lies woe, and remembers of a sound. Now it is time of night, that the grave all gape and wide. Everyone looks for his bright, and the church way past his glide. And when we fairies that do one, but a triple hasty team from the presence of the sun, fall in darkness like a dream. Now on Frolic, not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind the door.
Through the house, give glimmering light, by the dead and drowsy fire. Every elf and fairy sprite hop as light as a bird from the brae, and the steady after me sing and dance it trippingly.
First rehearse your song by rote, to each word a warbling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace, we will sing and bless this place.
Now till the break of day, through this house each fairy stray to the best bride bed will we, which by us shall be blessed be, and the issue there create ever shall be fortunate, so shall all the couples three. Ever true and loving be, in the blots of nature's hand shall not in their issue stand. Never mole, harlot, nor scar, nor mark prejudice such as are, despised in nativity, shall upon their children be with this field do consecrate. Every fairy take his gate, and each several chambers blessed, through this palace with sweet peace, and the owner of it blessed. Ever shall in safety rest, trip away, make no stay. Meet me all by the break of day.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme, no more yielding, but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend, and as I am an honest Puck, if we have unknown luck, now to scape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long, else the Puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall we stir and mince.